Do we want someone to sound like Aaron? Rebel Scum Podcast, let's go!
Rebel Scum Podcast. We got music and James is frozen. Rebel Scum Podcast. I'm Brock. This is
James.
And we are here rocking to the oldies, or not so much an oldie, but a new one. James, what was that?
That was, boom, live. That was generic rock brought to us by the good people at StreamYard. So thank you for that generic rock track, StreamYard. Heidi, interesting intro. I've got to talk to our good friend Din. We've been hit with a lot of copyright claims on the music for the opening of the show. Not new shows, Brock. Old shows from like COVID times. I'm like, oh, I don't want to relive COVID. Can I not look at this video? Like, I don't think anyone's watching this trivia video from 2020, March 2020. So let's just go with it. So yeah, that's why the intro's there. I'm going to talk to Din about him. Be like, what's going on? Otherwise, we'll have to do a new intro, and it might just be that music you just heard. So,
wow.
Cross your fingers, people.
I'd rather have silence.
Generic rock, nothing beats it. We're doing a Patreon contest later in the show, by the way.
Sweet.
I didn't put that in the rundown because
I know
we like to be surprised by what we do on our own show.
Absolutely. So what's up, James? What are we talking about today? Or are we just going to do a thing?
We talk about a lot of things on the show. What are we talking about today? We're talking about Disney is like changing course on Star Wars yet again or something. And I just opened this up, and you want to read this article? Let's do What's Up with Star Wars. We haven't done that in a while.
What's up, Star Wars?
Yeah, well, Gareth Edwards, according to Inkle, is a very happy. I'm very happy to move on from Star Wars to Gareth Edwards, but that's not what I want to talk about. I'm going to go here, and I will accept all from Yahoo because Yahoo is the best. Why don't I share the screen so we can make this intro? You know what? I can't. The computer's too new. I have to give it permission. I just don't feel like that. So here we go. Star Wars director disagrees with popular opinion on hit prequel film. Jurassic World Rebirth director Gareth Edwards has downplayed claims that his 2016 Rogue One: A Star Wars Story is the best in the illustrious sci-fi. This is not as exciting as I thought it would be. Like, of course he's going to say it's not, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, like, I don't agree with it being the best film, but I appreciate it. I'm very grateful that people say nice things. Okay. You know what, Yahoo News? Your clickbait got me hook, line, and sinker, and I regret every second of that.
Fantastic.
Joke. Oh, Ron, maybe we can get an official Darth Vader intro for you. That would be sick. And Heidi will sing a Life Day Carol for us.
Fantastic.
Anyway, let's. Do you want to go to blind rankings first, or do you want to talk about something first? Oh, you want blind rankings?
The only thing I had Star Wars that kind of popped into my head, I listened to the episode of Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, and he talked to Diego Luna. And that popped back in my head because he mentioned Gareth Edwards at one point. So I was like, because you said Gareth Edwards, like when they started working together, it's like, I want to make this Star Wars movie like Imama Tambien. I know I'm butchering that. Like the big movie that launched like Diego Luna. He's like, oh, okay. I'm like, I've never heard anyone compare it to that, but okay. Yeah. That was about it Star Wars wise for me.
I'm going to do a double feature of that.
Yeah. Double feature with what?
Rogue One and Wife.
Oh, there you go. Gotcha.
Yeah. That's my new double feature night. Diego Luna was hosting Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I have to say is when Jimmy Kimmel has guest hosts, that's when the show's watchable. Okay, so let's go to what's it called? Blind rankings on this one. We're a day late on this, and that's my fault. That's my fault, everyone.
Oh, you mean the episode?
Episode's a day late.
Oh well, what you gonna do?
All right, ready? We're gonna go to Star Wars villains. Like, look at what I've got here. Oh boy, I don't even know where to start. We're gonna start with Count Dooku.
I'm gonna put him at 3.
3, bold choice.
Yeah.
I like Dooku. I think Dooku. I think you know what. I love the prequels. I mean, now that's not. Before it used to be odd to say that way back. Oh, should I put Darth Tyrannus or Count Dooku?
I forget he's Darth Tyrannus.
Yeah, it's Darth Tyrannus. I love I just think the villain problem of obviously Palpatine, blah, blah, I know, but I think like killing Maul and then Dooku kind of being there. And that's what I missed it. So speaking of the villain problem, General Grievous.
I'm gonna put him at 2. He is pretty sweet.
I don't know, is his backstory still canon?
I don't know. I don't really. I didn't come into my thoughts.
I would love to see that explored. It will never be explored, but I would love to see it explored. Kylo Ren.
Oof, frick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna gamble and put him at 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you are a sequel lover. You and J.J. Abrams went to elementary school together, and he can do no wrong. You were almost in it. You almost played Snap Wexley.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you missed that one. Darth Maul.
Oh, shit. Oh, I guess 4. Number 5, Darth Vader.
Do you think I would do that to you?
Maybe.
I don't know if I would, but 100% I would. 1 Kylo Ren, 2 3 Count Dooku,
wow,
Darth Maul, and 5 Darth Vader. How would you? Okay, now you see these. How would you make this list? Now
I'd probably fully flip it, but switch Kylo Ren and Dooku. No disrespect, but like
so you'd go Vader, Maul, Ren, Grievous, Dooku. Yeah, that makes sense.
All solid villains.
Yeah, I really wanted to just kind of like make, because typically at the end you got like some bogus one, but yeah, I mean it's like the thing with doing these every week that's fun though is seeing how many cool Star Wars anything there is.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like everything we've done. I mean, maybe the video game one I really kind of mess with you on. But for the most part, it's been like these are all genuinely good.
Yeah.
But like, because you put Dooku 3, so that right there says something. I think about even an underutilized villain. Like, I mean, I guess Clone Wars kind of beefs them up a lot, but
yeah. Well, most of these characters, at least the first 3 you mentioned. Was the first 3? No, sorry. Grievous, Dooku, and Darth Maul. They're all characters that become abundantly more interesting because of Clone Wars show.
And now, like Maul is a character that died, and I think everybody was disappointed that he died right away in that movie. And now he's getting an animated series to explore him, and he dies for real. Like, it's
yeah.
A phenomenal character without even like acknowledging what the character is. Just phenomenal work on Star Wars. Lucasfilm's part of that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's sick.
So those are our blind rankings.
Blind rankings.
Brock has no regrets on the blind rankings.
No regrets.
No Brock rats. Grievous was the only one that didn't repent on your list, says Heidi.
Yeah, that's fair. That's actually a really good point. Like Heidi again.
Heidi gave me a never tell me the odds that I didn't after you gave me the 3, so I'm frozen. Am I frozen?
No, I'm back.
Heidi gave me never tell me the odds after you gave me your 3, so we might have a write in.
Cool.
Anyway, so let's go on to our main topic today. Something we're
Let's
going
do
to
it.
talk about and people are going to love, and we're going to talk about this for a long, long time. But before we do it,
Back two. I never made a deal with Country Club. Tell that to Country Club.
Hop Sue. Or Lab Sue.
do you think
Tasu Leach,
Tonsil
BB-8
Leach,
looks
not
so
even.
good
good?
to see you.
Yeah.
Doesn't BB-8 look amazing?
Yeah.
They disconnect. You know the BB-8 toy that I have, the Sphero. They like
Boys,
discontinued
you're
it.
both gonna
course
get what
they
I
did.
promised.
Which I
Have
know,
ever
like
not
I understand. No,
delivered for
but I
you,
mean, like you can't even use it anymore.
It's done.
I'm like, no, this doesn't work. I'm like, so what? I have a paperweight. No, I didn't pay for it. It was a freebie. My wife won it, but like,
Mhm.
if I paid for that thing, because I wanted to show Selena it a little while ago, and I was like, nah, we're gonna have to buy a new one.
So like, wait, it just doesn't work anymore?
Yeah, the app is
just-
like discontinued. And
Oh, the
it's
app
like,
is done.
nope. Yeah,
You can't just like have something that you can make a move. That's amazing.
yeah. Like I'm like, this is stupid. But it was you know what? It wasn't even that good, to be honest.
I mean, I guess that's the problem when it's made by a non like Disney or Hasbro company, right?
Yeah.
Like, what were they called?
Sphero. I don't know what the
Sphere,
company.
yeah.
I think that was the company was Sphero, but it's stupid. Like, yeah, you had to use the app to control it, which was fine.
Yeah.
But it was kind of. I remember my parents almost bought it for me as like a gift one time because they're like, "Oh, James would like this," and then they saw a demo of it and they're like, "That thing is crap." And then Erin won it and she got it for me and it was pretty good, but like, you know, it didn't do much. And now that I have a kid, it doesn't work. So whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever on that front over there. Things are going to. Kathleen Kennedy on the future of Star Wars. I really think that now we're in a position where it's broadened the possibility of stories and filmmakers we can bring in to tell stories that mean something to them. It doesn't necessarily have to connect to every little thing that's been done in Star Wars.
Sure. Make a movie.
That's really what it comes down to, is make a damn movie. I'm with you. I am. We rarely agree, but on this one, we definitely agree.
There's been 7 Jurassic Parks out since the last Star Wars movie.
They literally, and I'm so excited for this new one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know what it's going to be, but I'm all in. By the way, side Akbar, I think I told you this. The graduation was my niece's graduation yesterday from high school, which is shocking enough. But my daughter, who is 2 and almost 3, decided we were in a hockey arena without she's running around making dinosaur noises to everybody in the crowd. So she is now banned from high school.
Very nice. Clever girl.
I'm really, she loves that. I almost want to show her Jurassic Park and be like, you want to watch what dinosaurs do? Let's watch it. She'd probably get a kick out of it. I can't wait for Jurassic Park. But that being said, I would be even more excited if a Star Wars movie came out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, come on, let's go. Like, when is what's it called? Grogu or Mando and Grogu? That's next year?
Yeah, May.
Still too far away.
We have no Star Wars until May. Like, there's not even a Jedi Fallen Order 3 coming out by the time until then. Have you played Survivor yet?
No.
Yeah, me either.
No.
But you said Outlaws is coming out on the Switch 2 in September?
Cannot wait. I do not have a Switch 2 yet, but I will. And like, I was like, oh, well, that seals the deal. So that's exciting. And I'm sure they'll have updates on it. So it's like, try this new mission, get this new coat.
Like, give me the coat. Give me the coat.
Make your little buddy have sunglasses. You're like, he's just a little guy. So, anyways,
Ron is not seeing comments in the chat. We'll figure that out as time goes on. Yeah, my opinion on this, though. So they're not going to connect, which
sure they won't.
The thing, this is where, okay, but in all honesty, though, this is where it becomes tricky now. because we live in a time period. So, because I always think about this, and I think I brought it up on the show a few times, but we're in such a never like before era ever, like, which I guess is every era. But now we've gone through 100 years of movies. So we're in like this weird time period where like, yeah, there's a lot of remakes. There always was remakes though.
Yeah.
But now like movies have been around for like a substantial period of time.
Yeah.
So like it's got to be harder for like, you know, the American Zoetrope type thing to happen.
Right.
You know, it's gotta be like more. So like we're in like this weird time, but we're also in a weird time where when Marvel hit 17 years ago, since then, audiences want things to connect. Like if you're like, I'm making a franchise that, you know, you want Jurassic Park to be part of Jurassic Park, and there's elements of it that have to connect.
Right.
But at the same time, audiences are sick of doing their homework because nothing makes sense anymore. So having Star Wars not connect, I like the approach, but it all needs to connect for it to be Star Wars. And as I always say, not Valerian. And I think really what you look to is Andor, which obviously connects to Rogue One, but Andor, if you take away Rogue One, Andor is so far removed. But then you slide in the Death Star.
Yeah.
And Skeleton Crew, the two most recent. And Skeleton Crew is one that you bring in and you're like, oh, this doesn't connect to anything, but it connects to everything at the same time. Right?
Yeah,
like it's
exactly.
in that world. And I don't know how you feel. Not that I feel, but it's good. It's a tightrope. Like you have to be cautious because you can't be like, I'm going to do my own thing and completely stay away from what makes Star Wars. And I think Skeleton Crew nailed Star Wars so well that it was able to kind of steer far away from the Skywalker. Let's call it the Skywalker saga is what they're talking about. But
sure.
But it still felt, but everything connects to the Skywalker saga. And in the end, with Jod Nana Wood, it did as well. Like it, you know what I mean? Like it kind of all like, okay, you're acknowledging Star Wars. So you're it's kind of like that. And I think that's what they have to tread with it. And I'm really curious what they're going to do in the future with that.
I mean, like, yeah, if that's what Kathleen Kennedy is saying, it's like there won't connect to the Skywalker saga. Sure. That doesn't make any sense because your entire timeline centers around, you literally put out a show where it opened, the second season opened every block of episodes with this many years before the Battle of Yavin. It's your touchstone for everything. You can just never say Luke Skywalker again. That's fine. That's successful in two different things. But like, honestly, like these franchises, it's like if they don't connect, then they're not a franchise. So it's like, sorry, you're in the franchise game. Like you can,
I agree.
You can make a story that exists in the universe. That's what we want. And Skeleton Crew does that. They even like to the point of like, oh, we exist in a world where we don't know what happened outside. I'm like, that's kind of nice. Just do that more for adults, I suppose. I don't know. A Skeleton Crew was a good show.
I love Skeleton Crew. I think it's an underrated gem. I think, that you brought up a good point. You're making a franchise. You're in the franchise. Stop trying to pretend that you're not. Like you are what you are. And because part of what I'm sick of is like Star Wars is for everyone. And I know what you mean, Star Wars, but Star Wars is not for everyone. If someone doesn't like Star Wars, don't worry about them. Worry about the people who like Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because the thing is, the people who like Star Wars, there are going to be other people that are being born right now who are going to end up liking Star Wars. And some of them aren't going to like Star Wars. So you can't, like, when you try to please everybody, you please nobody. And so I just think, like, just make a damn Star Wars movie. Yeah. Let's see what you got. And Andor proved, look, I love a lightsaber. I love a lightsaber to death. We all
exactly.
But Andor proved that if you don't have lightsabers, if it's good, we aren't going to end up caring. We're going to be like, well, whatever. Like, that was a good story. But Andor leads us to lightsabers, right? Like, it's kind of like the precursor to Luke Skywalker. Like, it gets us where we want to go with with that. So it's a part of it still. But just make just you know what? Just make a good movie. Make a movie, as Brock said, and then make a good movie, and we can have another movie. And I'm really excited.
It's like, you know what it is? It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, where it's just like you have a bunch of characters and you just run a scenario that might be similar in one way to another scenario, whatever. The premise is always pretty much the same. It's like we're on a mission to do something. And it's like when you say Dungeons and Dragons, you're like, it's probably there's like, and don't come after me, I don't know the actual names of the characters, but like there's a knight and there's a mage and then there's a healer and then there's like a rogue. Like, but like for some groups that in Dungeons and Dragons are like, I just want to be a mage and that's gonna be a necromancer and I'm a bard. And it's like they're all different things, but at the end, it's like they're all the same. It's like I understand that there's like you are a medieval character with magic or strength, and you're just gonna go out to do something. So it's like that's what Star Wars is. It's like you can put a lightsaber in anybody's hand. It doesn't mean they're automatically Luke Skywalker. Actually, like that's what's interesting about the Acolyte. It's like, well, what if the Jedi aren't infallible? Like that'd be an interesting thing. Like there's so many different things you can do, and like I mean, Andor season 2 is a great example of like, look what we did in the Star Wars universe. There was barely any the Force. There was barely any of it. I don't think we see a lightsaber at all. No, we don't. It's just like we don't even see Vader. Like it's just like it was great. It was great because it existed in the world and it gave us like it's genius what they did where it's like 1 year, then the next year, then the next year in the bank of 3. Because like if you rewatch that show, you're like, oh, I really wish I could find out what happens with Saw after the second bank of things. Like, what? Oh, how does he slowly go crazy by huffing that gas? Like, maybe it's not interesting at all. But we've got that is the breadcrumbs that George Lucas puts in. You're like, oh, that's very cool. So I don't know.
Which is world building.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not even something George made up. Like it's just like
no, but he was a master at it though. Like
exactly.
It was like, I man, Andor was so on so many levels so good, but I think Skeleton Crew is right up there with it. I think Mandalorian also is like I think they've hit a lot. I think Acolyte was on the verge of it, but it just for me just never got there. Like it was just there was always something.
Yeah.
There was just something about it that just didn't quite hit. And I mentioned like for me the sets were a little they weren't my favorite, but like there were things that just like, and then there were things I'm like you're like. It felt like it was so close, and then like right when it was about to be like, oh, they just pulled back, and it just that for me that was my issue with the Acolyte. It's just it felt like it just fell short on things that it didn't need to. And the witch episode, I never want to see again.
Well, I was just thinking, like it's just like who knows why things are successful. Everyone likes a cute little guy. So like Grogu just immediately he works. Oh, yeah. He's iconic now. I would argue Neil is a cute little guy that's just always up to something. But like there's something, maybe it's because Grogu doesn't talk but communicates in a different way. So it leaves it open for interpretations. Like what exactly is it's like R2. Like R2 and Grogu are the same because you're like they have a character, but you don't exactly understand everything they're doing. And then you're like, oh, I want to know more because you're a cute little guy. And who doesn't like a cute little guy? Same with Groot and Rocket. Rocket's interesting, but Groot is the more watchable character because he just says 3 words. Rocket just like, bah, 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 bah. I'm like, okay, I understand. Like, maybe it's the mystique of not knowing. I don't know.
Maybe. I think Grogu also because he's a baby.
Sure.
Well, he's a 50-year-old baby. But Neil, I agree. Neil is such a great character.
Yeah.
The Skeleton Crew proved one thing though. And people were concerned. But Skeleton Crew had kids, but they were entertaining kids. Like
absolutely.
I remember in excuse me, in like 2001, 2001, I think. Planet of the Apes came out.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park 3 came out. The movies all came out, and they all featured a kid. I remember watching these movies. I worked at a movie theater, so I went to see every movie.
Yeah.
And I went with my dad to see these movies because I saw them all like 20 times. And my dad's like, they keep putting stupid kids in these stupid movies to make you actually worry, but they're never in danger. I'm like, that's a great point. Whereas Skeleton Crew, I think even though you know they're not going to die, it's like, it is exactly like Goonies in that way where you're like, I know they're not really going to get into, like, there's nothing's going to happen to these kids, but you still feel like, oh, there's something might happen to these kids. Even though you know nothing's going to happen, it still put you on the edge of your seat in the way of like, not really, but like in the way of like things could happen to these kids.
Yeah.
And I think they did a really good job with that. And what I'm getting at is character is the most important thing. And I think, you know, they've really got to focus on character. But I think the sequels had great characters. I think Solo had great characters. Rogue One, I like the characters in Rogue One. I don't think they've struggled with characters. I think Acolyte, though, I think that one, The Stranger was a great character, but I don't know if anybody else was that great a character. I think I ended up liking Yord. I think his name was Yord by the end of it.
Yeah. But
no one else really struck a chord with me so much. Like I didn't really care. Like the twins, I don't know their names. I really didn't care about them. But they, for the like Mandalorian and Grogu, obviously, Quill was a phenomenal character.
Yeah.
Like they've really been successful at characters, and I think they just have to keep focusing on that because Andor put the characters in the situation. They did it like Mon Mothma. Who would have thought would be like the most interesting character? Not me.
Yeah, it's the problem with character, and this is gonna come off as just like this is being selfish. It's like the problem is an actor has to be this character.
Yeah.
And how long can we get the actor to do it? Like, because like again, going back to the Diego Luna podcast I listened to, he mentions how novel it was that like the second season spans 5 years prior to the events of Rogue One, and it's just like Diego Luna at one point it's like, well, like it's reassuring that the series is done because it has a resolution. It kind of worked. It's like, could you imagine if we did a season for every one of those 5 years that makes up season 2? It's like it took 2.5 years to build to do one season. So it's like by the time we got there, I'd be 61 years old, and I'm supposed to stay at the same age that I'm at. This is not a new concept. People have like other actors have said this, but it's just like that's where it kind of like again going back to what we said earlier. It's like this is a franchise, so it's like. Unless you can have Mark Hamill stay young forever, you're not going to have Luke every time. I think that's why the cartoons are so successful.
Yeah.
Because you can like do more because all you're asking the actors are just to like do a voice. And they can do that from home. Maybe not at the time that like Clone Wars came out, but like now, like I think anybody's jumping on voice work because it's like, I can do this from my house. Thank you, COVID.
But I think you also bring up like part of that also when I think about what you're just saying is that's when a plan is important.
Yeah.
Like Diego Luna, but he made Rogue One 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like if they would have continued this after, then he would have had 20 years to play the character.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. But like so I think if they have a plan, if they can map something. Now, look, obviously, like a Rogue One or something comes out of nowhere and surprises you and things happen. But if you make a plan, then you have a better idea of like Marvel does it so well where they're like, I signed a 7-picture deal. And you're like, remember when was it Samuel Jackson signed like 9 movies? And you're like, that's insane. Now you're like, why aren't they doing this all the time? Right? Like that's just like the norm now. So I think you have to like look at that and I think they need a plan. Like Star Wars needs a plan. Yeah. And until they have a plan, you're gonna get those things where casting is like, well, I was in the movie, but now I don't want to come back. It's like, well, get them for 5 movies and make them come back. Like make these characters come back. Because I heard a rumor that Jod Nana Wood might come back. I don't know how or where. They didn't know how or when. Sure, because he's in Star Wars. Like that's why I don't want them to come back because there's also the what's that thing? What do they call it? The when they do things for fans, what's that called, Brock? I can't think of
fan service.
I couldn't think of the word service. But like fan service, I completely disagree with fan service in Star Wars because these characters exist in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So they should show up in Star Wars. I mean, I guess sometimes it's fan service, but I just think like if something exists in the world, use the thing in the world. If Jod Nana Wood exists, we already have him established. Let's go back to Jod Nana Wood if there's a reason for it. Obviously, like we went back to Andor. Who the hell would have thought there was a reason to go back to Andor before Rogue One? We got everything we needed from Cassian Andor in Rogue One. Everything we needed from Cassian Andor was in Rogue One.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we got 2 amazing seasons that fleshed all that out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think when you have established characters, don't be afraid to go back to them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, Heidi puts it right. It's like she'd accept a Luke recast, and I think that's one thing that we gotta stop being precious about. Obviously, we have 2 Obi-Wans, we have 2 Hans, but it's like it's always like, well, the first actor died, so what are we gonna do? It's like, well, he'll be the younger version of him. And it's like, they still didn't like Alden Ehrenreich, who is in the new Ironheart Marvel show, and I'm like, you.
He was okay as Han. I don't think he blew. I liked him as Han. I don't think he blew me away as Han. Every time I watch it, you know what it is? It's Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
it's Harrison Ford has a quality that not a lot of actors have, and it's tough. Like Alden Ehrenreich did well, but when you're like, oh, he's supposed to be a young Harrison Ford, he's not a young Harrison Ford. He was good in what he did, but he's not Harrison. Like it's such a weird thing.
Yeah,
I do think though that maybe in movies not so much, but I think if they did like Ron said earlier, he would like to see something happen between Empire and Return of the Jedi, like that time period. I think if you recast and do a TV series in that time, I don't think people flinch. I think it's like, okay, fine. Now, I think people will be like, that is not Han Solo. That is not, I mean, Han Solo's in the Carbonite, so you don't have to worry. But that is not Luke Skywalker. That's not, I think they'll have a few people like that because people like to yell online.
Yeah.
But I think people would go for it because I think, knowing that the original movie was almost 50 years ago, I think people would be like, okay, fine, they're recasting. And it's just TV. I think if you did a movie, people might look at it differently. But a TV series, people might be more like, okay, let's redo it. And I think you look at Bail Organa being recast, which sucks. But Benjamin Bratt, I think, knocked it out of the park. For like the scenes he was in, I thought he was really good in. I thought he brought a nice dynamic to that character. And at first, like, I wish they would get the original, but then you're like, he did a good job. So I think though, because I think a TV series recast would work better than a movie recast.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, I don't know. I just, yeah. The problem is like you find Star Wars as a child, and then you're like, oh, I mean, this is more for our generation where we were just all we had was 3 movies. Now it's like, oh, we have so many things. Now we don't know how to deal with it, and we're like, also, I want it to feel like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like that's not really. That's not how it works. Sorry. So appreciate what you have, I suppose. I don't know. It's just like it goes back to what I just said. Just make a movie. Just make a movie. None of it matters until you make a movie.
I wish. I can't wait to watch Star Wars in the theater again.
Yeah, like
it's annoying. Like Jurassic Park, Superman's back.
Yeah.
Marvel's like, we're gonna pump up 700 movies a year still. And Star Wars is like, yeah. Like you're like you and Jaws, man. Like Star Wars and Jaws created blockbusters.
Yeah.
Well, you freaking go back to that. I don't know. I got nothing more to say, Kathleen Kennedy. You ruined my life. All right, we're doing a Patreon contest for everybody on Patreon.
Ooh.
Patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast.
Oh, do you want me to do the
thing? No, I'm doing a trivia question. We're doing a trivia question. Answer this correctly. After this podcast, I will post on the Patreon page what's the answer to the trivia question. You write down the answer, and then we'll put your name in a hat. And if you're the only one that gets it right, you win. And what do you win? You win the Acolyte visual dictionary.
Oh la la.
And Ron wants it bad. I think if Ron wins, I'm going to give him the Last Jedi visual dictionary.
Wow. Suck it, Ron.
No, we love Ron. No, I'll give you the Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary.
Nice.
That's what I give. All right, here you go. Your trivia question is... I made this one very tough. Very tough. So if you're not a Star Wars fan, Ron's saying just as bad. Ron, if you win, maybe we'll change the visual guide. But it's going to be the Acolyte Visual Dictionary for Patreon subscribers. So if you're on Patreon, go on the page and write down your answer to this question. And you can use Google AI. What's Google AI called? Google AI?
Copilot? Or is that Microsoft?
Google
I thought it was just Google AI.
Google AI Gemini.
Gemini.
I don't know. When you type in something on Google, it just gives you the AI answer.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, oh, is that right? I don't know anymore. Let's go to Reddit and see. Oh, Ron's right there with Gemini. That's not the question. So if you have the answer, after this podcast, go to patreon.com and give it to us. Brock doesn't know the question yet either. Brock, maybe at the end of the episode, I'll ask you the question and you can give me the answer for the cheating one.
Okay.
Which pod racer from the Phantom Menace is known for having 4 massive engines, but never even leaves the starting line due to a total systems failure, making him the most unlucky racer in Tatooine?
I can't remember names.
Oh!
Anakin.
Oh, wow, Brock. Wow. He is he or she is the whole reason Star Wars movies exist. I'm going to post this on Patreon. You can go there anytime and give me your answer. And if you don't know the answer, we will give it to you at the end of this episode. And if you don't know the answer, I would say you're not a Star Wars fan. Arguably.
Fantastic.
Do you know the answer, Brock?
Oh, I see what you've done here. Gotcha. I'm not saying it. I'm not gonna they have to send it into Rebel Scum / Patreon.com. Patreon.com / Rebel Scum Podcast.
I'm trying to find where we are. James just made the same comment a couple weeks ago. Oh, you win a day with Andrew Fantasia. That was weird. Ron's comment was like faded. Or maybe we're not a prequel fan. Look, if you're not a prequel fan, then you're not a Star Wars fan because the only good movies are The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Brock, can I tell you on July 1st, I directed a music video. That's way too loud. For Din, and it's coming up on July 1st. You can watch a music video that I made. I'm not playing it. That was way too loud. It scared me. Sunithron's here. Hi, Sooner. My ears are humming right now. All right, never tell me the odds.
Never tell me the odds. Brought to you.
The possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
Never
really loud.
Never tell me the odds. Brought to you, me, the galaxy, James, assorted types of dips.
Oh, where are we?
Hi. By patreon.com / Rebel Scum podcast. If you like what we do, if you want to win a visual guide for the Acolyte. The Acolyte? No, Andor season 2.
Acolyte. It's the Acolyte.
Is the Acolyte?
Yeah,
Acolyte.
Andor season 1 comes out in March. Acolyte just came out.
Gotcha. That always never makes sense. Then why don't you head down to patreon.com/Rebel Scum podcast and support us in any way you do. We try to make it the most exciting place to be on the internet. And that's saying a lot, but these people know what we're talking about. Heidi Feder, executive producer, Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Sooner Thrawn, Randy Kenobi, Mary Kristen Aton, Dale Erdman, Phil Staniforth, Rez, Scott D, Josh Price,
Matt W, Frank Perkins, Neil Lowry, Cosmic Girl 02, Gleek Play 1, Den of Nerds, Disney Desi, Charlotte Rumpesak, and Jeff Wilson. Ron already coming in with the answer. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. I'll never say. On Patreon right now, he's already on there. He really wants that visual dictionary. Ron's going to win.
Yeah.
And we're going to send him. We're going to just send him Adam Driver. We're going to send Adam Driver to his house.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a one-on-one.
Absolutely.
Ron, Sooner Thrawn is, I think one of the groups in Spaceballs 2 is the High Republic. It's a bunch of Jedi that have bongs instead of lightsabers because they're the High Republic. Sounds like a Josh Gad joke. I would get that.
Yeah.
Brock, you digging this music?
Oh, absolutely. I love it every time you play this. Oh, my God.
I've never played this one before. This is Night Driving.
And yet it's all the same.
Yeah, it's copyright-free crap. What do you want?
Royalty-free, baby.
I'm sure this was all made by AI, so everyone here is probably very upset.
Yeah.
Heidi doesn't know the answer. We'll give it to you at the end of this podcast, I swear.
Yeah.
Ron got it right also. Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
Never Tell Me the Odds. One of them is by Heidi. The other ones are from Brock. We're going to do 4 today, Brock. Are you ready for that?
Yep.
Oh, we didn't do Sith or that. We'll do that after. Everyone's
okay.
trying to do Sith or that. What are the odds? George Lucas will direct Star Wars again.
50-50, so that's a full Brock's. Like, who knows?
Ooh, wow, you're 50-50. I'm going to go 31%. I'm low on it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's done. If he does, it'll be, maybe another scene like he did with Solo or maybe an episode of a TV show. But I'm low on it. Pauline's very low odds. High, very high. Never Tell Me the Odds. Our next one, what are the odds KK retires in 2026?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like earlier this year, they're like, she might retire soon. So I'm going to say 45%. Even though I'm like, I trips me up how old she actually is. I'm like, oh, wow. But,
Who retires first, Kathleen Kennedy or AC/DC?
Kathleen Kennedy.
I'm going to go full Brock and Kathleen Kennedy, full Brock. She's older. Like the thing is, she's married to Frank Marshall, who's a big time producer also. This could just be like their life. Like this is, like there's no reason for either one of them to retire.
Yeah.
So maybe this is what they want to do, and this is why they're doing it. And sometimes when you get older, this is what you need, right? Yeah. I don't know. It's up to her. I mean, again, Lucasfilm versus just producing movies is very different. But I'm gonna go for Brock.
Yeah.
Hold on. I can open it on my computer. Never Tell Me the Odds. Number 3. What are the odds we see someone else own the Millennium Falcon?
I think it's very high. Like I think it's like these are the things that will connect movies without it being like, oh, character driven. Yeah. So you just put the Millennium Falcon in anything. I'm gonna go 75%.
I do have a question. Does Lando drives it in what's it called, right?
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker. But does Rey kind of own it now?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like flying it is one thing. Technically, Poe has flown it. Like it's like Han owns it, except for that short part of Force Awakens, and I guess it's Chewie's after a point, but it's like who actually owns that thing? And yes, I know Lando lost it to him in the game of cards, but you know what I mean? Like it's just like someone owns it, not just like I'm gonna fly it for one time.
I wonder if it could be Rey's. We're never gonna get that Rey movie. I'm gonna go 71%.
Yeah,
because that ship is Star Wars. Obviously it's kind of in the prequels, but let's just say it's not in the prequels. But I don't know, man. There's some when you see that ship, you're like, that's Star Wars.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like lightsabers, right? Like or what else would be a stormtrooper helmet? A white stormtrooper helmet. They can shape it whatever way. You're like, oh, white, beautiful.
I love Stormtrooper. All right, and our write-in odd from Heidi, executive producer Heidi, send this odd in. What are the odds that I Have Friends Everywhere will appear in other media?
I like that very much.
Too good to pass up.
I'm gonna go 65%. Like just. I mean, it's something that like you have to do it a couple times and then it picks up a more speed. It's not just like, oh, how that thing we said in the other one. It's like I got a bad feeling about this. Like grows and grows in like popularity by the time you're like, oh, that's a thing. That's a thing that guy said. Or some director's like, yeah, we put this in all of our things. You're like, oh, what?
Yeah, 73%.
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer for me for that one.
Yeah.
But no-brainers don't always become what you think they're going to be. I have not put the graphics up all night, Brock. I have failed at everything except for this.
It's not a graphic.
Dance Pop is the name of this track. You're really, is this your ringtone? Are you frozen?
No, I just want to mess with you.
Let's go to Sither That. Quickly Sither That. We're going to Sither That very quickly. Here we go. This is this or that. Here we go. Lando miniseries or a Lando movie?
Lando movie.
Movie all day, every day.
Let's make a movie.
Just make a movie. Third season of Ahsoka or a second season of The Acolyte?
I love Ahsoka, but like I need that second season of Acolyte. Like there's like you could have done more, and it's like, oh, this just got interesting. It's like, and it's over. And you're like, what?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like I think up to episode like 4 or the second last episode of Acolyte, I would easily say Ahsoka season 3, not even knowing what Ahsoka season 2 is. But because of where Acolyte ended, I'm like, give me Acolyte. I'm with you, Acolyte season 2, because I thought it ended where it should have started. Like it ended at a very intriguing point. We're never gonna get it, but it ended at a very intriguing point.
Yeah, exactly.
And the last bit of that, a Star Wars movie every 3 years or a Star Wars series annually?
Star Wars movie every 3 years.
Same. How to make a podcast less interesting. Agree. Hosts agree on everything. Same.
Yeah, but it's like I'd rather have movies.
Same.
And especially the 3-year buffer is nice. Like
And you don't take it for granted either, like we did. Like when they were like a movie every year, you're like, all right. Now when it's 3 years, like gotta gear up for it, man. Like
Yeah.
you think of the original movies. I was in high school for the first one, college for the second, and working a dead end job in the third. Like
Yeah.
my Vermont Mike's with us movie every 3 years. Pauline, the only thing Pauline liked about the Acolyte was The Last Jedi. I love. Top 5. My
Top
mic on?
5.
You know, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you're
put the
good.
graphic on for top 5. Here we go, top
There
5.
it comes.
Top 5 It's summertime, Brock. It is officially summertime.
Happy summertime.
In the summertime when the weather is fine.
Top 5.
Top 5 summertime vacations. Where do you want to go on vacation in the Star Wars universe? Top 5 vacation spots. Hold on a second. My number 5 is La Nupa. La Nupa? Remember La Nupa, Brock? Are you a big fan of La Nupa?
Yeah.
You're a big fan of La Nupa. La Nupa is a spa planet. Full disclosure, I hate spas. So I would actually not want to go there. But for the sake of this list, I'm going to go with La Nupa number 5.
I'm going to go with, Canto Bight as my number 5, because who doesn't like a casino and weird rabbit horses running in races?
They're called ferals or something, right?
Yeah.
Colin
Farrell's.
Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
My parents are watching The Penguin, and they're like, and my dad was like, "Who is that actor that plays the Penguin? He's really good." And my mom said, "It's Colin Farrell." And he was like, "No, no." Colin Farrell. Remember that Jimmy Glick on The Family Guy? Colin Farrell. My wife's another very good actor. And I agreed with her. Jimmy Glick's funny no matter where. My number 4 is Endor. Endor. Not Andor. Endor. Brock, we've done this list before. I have to.
I know.
We have to mix it up. Endor is number 4 this time.
My number 4 is going to be Naboo. It seems fancy and quiet.
That's why.
And then, there's no sand.
It gets everywhere.
It gets everywhere.
My number 3 is Canto Bight. If you're going to gamble, get bit.
Yeah, get bit. My number 3 is going to be Coruscant, because everyone wants to go to the big city and possibly die, because that place is dangerous.
That's my number 2.
I feel like we saw a lot of Coruscant in Andor, so it's like now we have places in the real world where you can actually go to those. Like, hey, this is that building.
Love Coruscant.
Mm-hmm.
That's my number 2, Coruscant. If you want to go to New York, go to Coruscant.
Number 2, I'm going to go with Chandrila to put in a new one.
Ew.
From Andor. It seems pretty cool. I can't really get a sense of what type of planet that is. It's definitely nice weather, but it's like they live in mountains and then there's trees inside. I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter. It's cool.
Yeah.
My number 1 will blow your mind and everybody watching this mind. Naboo. I think Naboo's Naboo. Yeah. Unless, of course, I go the same time as Luthen and Leia, then I'm like a hard pass, because I might be on that bridge when it goes down.
No.
Yeah, I'm not going on that one.
My number 1 is Andor. Ewoks cave. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's got to be Ewoks. Oh, Heidi wants to go to Gorman. Heidi, I knew you were an Imperial. Absolutely. Those are our top 5. Let us know what your top 5 vacation destinations in the Star Wars universe are, because it's summertime officially.
Yeah.
How many margaritas did you have yesterday? 7?
Margaritas?
Yeah, well,
Where was I
summertime.
yesterday? Summertime. I did have a fun drink. What was it? Oh, this like cooler called Triple Bogey. It was
Ooh, I like Triple Bogey. It was
you
that. It
know
was like
that one? Yeah, it's
well,
like
they make beer,
salty.
but now they have like the
Yeah, like the flavored thingies.
cooler things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. Yeah, I like the Triple Bogey.
It was the azalea one. It was
Ooh, Iggy.
pineapple, Iggy azalea, Iggy iguana from underneath the umbrella tree, Canada.
Is that a Canadian show?
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
watching knows what you're talking about.
Oh,
Under the
the
umbrella,
umbrella tree.
I
That's the
like
song.
Jay, man. Jay was the best.
Gloria Gopher. We've literally talked about this on the podcast before. But yeah, the azalea had pineapple and lemon vodka or something like that. I'm like, I like these stupid little narrow cans and the flavored things. It's fun.
I turned my camera off and turned it back on quickly. I don't know if you noticed.
I noticed.
Speaking, I did that by accident. That was not on purpose.
Oh my God.
You should know that. I like that these just like Trip McNeely.
Chip McNeely.
Trip McNeely. He's got warts all over his feet. Remember her?
Oh yeah. The episode which we will not speak of. It's like I look at all these characters like I only remember 2. Fantastic.
No, look, Mel's driving. I don't know how to turn these off.
Well,
I don't like the blur. It always looks weird. Like, what are you hiding back there?
it's like, oh, look at that cool blank wall you're sitting in front of. Blur out the light switch, please.
This has been the 373rd episode of the Rebel Scum podcast. Thank you guys so much for chilling with us, having a good time with us. It's Friday night. We don't normally do it on Friday night, but here we are. Friday night. Jay's back in town next week?
Yeah, you know it.
We'll have to figure out a record date.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, Canada Day. I like their Canada Day hats this year. I'm a very big fan.
Oh, I can't even remember if I looked at it. I'm sure
they're like baby blue and pink, I think. Why would they just be red like they used to be?
Who knows? I got that Kevin Gossman shirt that looks kind of like 80s. I was like,
oh, yeah?
It's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like the only Jays I'm not crazy about. I don't like their City Connect hats. I'm like, you look like a souvenir shop. $5. But I like everything else. Love my Jays.
Yeah. Click, clack, clack, click.
Yeah. Sorry, my cat's outside and there's fireworks going off, so she's gone forever. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and until next time, Brock, you. Well, anything else you want to say?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, well, that's because you were always Scum.
Rebel Scum!
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.